Luke Holman was a 6-foot 3-inch guy who was great at basketball, football, and baseball. He was an athletic man and was always active and fit. He enrolled in the University of Wisconsin to play Division I basketball in 2006. He later decided he didn't want to pursue a career in basketball and enrolled in finance for a degree. On September 23rd, 26, Luke watched a football match with his dad and went back to La Crosse to take on the school. Next week on September 29th, Luke called his parents and everything seemed fine. He also told them his cousin coming to stop by to say hi. The city was celebrating their German heritage with Oktoberfest. Luke went downtown with 2 of his friends to attend the celebration. They first stopped for a quick meal and then moved to some bar for drinks. The last bar the group attended was Library Bar at around 1:30 in the morning. After that, nobody saw Luke. There is a report that a person was spending some time with Luke in the evening in a park near a river. Later, this person was arrested for supplying false information to the police. He was lying about his name and birth date. The police interviewed Luke's friends, and they said during the night they didn't see Luke for 4 hours and had no clue where he was. The police tried to gather camera footage from the bars that Luke visited, but surprisingly none of the cameras were working that night. Canines followed Luke's scent to Mississippi River. 2 days after Luke went missing, police put divers in the river on October 2nd, and in the morning they found his dead body. His body was 10 feet offshore and 20 feet from Riverside Park, where he was allegedly last time seen. Police talked to the people who were with Luke, but they couldn't remember much. At the end, nobody was arrested for doing anything to Luke. To the police surprise, they found Luke's cell phone in his room under his bed. His alarm had gone off the next morning. He went missing because he was supposed to attend a Gold game. It was reported Luke's blood alcohol level was 0.32, which is super high. There was also a small amount of GHB in his blood. GHB is a naturally occurring neurotransmitter and a depressant drug. There was some minor injuries to his head and his hands. Also, his belt had not been placed through each of the loops on his pants. Also, the buckle had been locked into a position much tighter than he'd ever used in the past. It appeared somebody put a clothes on him when he was unconscious. It was determined Luke had died 8 to 12 hours before he was found. The question arises, where was he during the 2 days he was missing? Also, is it possible that he was injected alcohol after he died, so investigators would assume he died from alcohol poisoning? Also, if he had that amount of alcohol in his body at the night he went missing, he would have died that night. But that wasn't the case, as autopsy showed he died 8 to 12 hours before being found. This case remains a mystery to this day. On November 4th, 1944, 26 years old, Leslie Heal got with 2 of his friends and went hunting close to Cowichan Lake, British Columbia. Leslie was part of Royal Canadian Air Force and was assigned to Patricia Bay. He was married and had 2 kids. He was a very experienced outdoorsman and hunter. On November 5th, at 1 p.m. they got separated and one of the friends heard a gunshot and a loud shout. The hunters went back to the camp, but Leslie never arrived. They fired multiple shots that night, but they heard nothing back. Next day, the hunters went back to the city and reported Leslie missing. The 2 hunters knew something serious happened because Leslie was supposed to be at their duty station the next day. The next day, a massive search was started. There was a 3-hour hike from the place people parked their vehicle to the location. The 3 were hunting. It's worth mentioning there was a bomber crashed just in the previous year close to where Leslie was hunting. The crew of the bomber were buried in the mountain. Interestingly, 4 days after Leslie went missing, a Liberator bomber with its 11 crews went missing close to where Leslie was hunting. There was also a lot of fog and rain during the search. Searchers found Leslie boot tracks that led them to edge of a canyon. The searchers had to climb 100 feet cliffs to get out of the canyon. They believed Leslie died while he was trying to climb and fell. But they didn't find any evidence of Leslie. sue after the search was terminated without finding Leslie. There were many searches for Leslie on the following years. Nothing was found for 25 years until a logging company found Leslie's watch, whistle, gumboots, his rifle, and his signet ring. This area was searched before, but nothing was found. What happened to Leslie Heal remains a mystery to this day. Eugene Losek was born in Belarus and later immigrated to Boston, Massachusetts when he was 7 years old. He did karate as a young kid until he got his black belt. He got his bachelor's degree in engineering in 2003. Later, he was hired by Raytheon as a product analyst. On February 19, 2010, Eugene and his long-term girlfriend went to stay in a hotel to attend a friend's birthday party in a nearby bar. This hotel is close to Boston's Inner Harbor. In the early hours of February 20th, Eugene's girlfriend came back to the room and Eugene went out with a friend for a walk. They came back to the hotel, and Eugene went to a room to play cards with his buddies. Later, he left the hotel towards Christopher Columbus Park, where a bunch of establishments were open until 4 a.m. by himself. Friends stated he was not intoxicated and could walk and talk normally. He never came back to the hotel. At 6 a.m., Eugene's girlfriend woke up and couldn't find Eugene, so he reported him as missing. Police brought canines, and they tracked Eugene's scent to a pier close to the hotel. Police focused their search on the river and put lots of divers and boat in an attempt to find Eugene. Nothing was found until November 8th, 9 months after Eugene went missing, and his dead body was found in Fort Point Channel in Boston. Interesting part is this channel flows into Inner Harbor Bay. And if the body was there for 9 months, it should have gone to the Inner Harbor Bay and eventually going to the ocean, but that didn't happen. The medical examiner said the cause of death was unknown. Eugene's parents stated they had no clue what happened, and they had a lot of questions. There was no injury on the body. What happened to Eugene remains a mystery to this day. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos.